Prices here in the United States have been going up for everything, from food to utilities to gas and so much more. However, we now know that about 75% of Americans are going to pay the price for something that they have no control over. Today I want to explain what's going on and what one state is specifically doing in order to prevent this from actually getting worse. So again, I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but understand you are likely one of the people that will be paying for what is happening here in the United States. So again, I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So this is serious. Look at this right here. Georgia halts poultry sales in state after bird flu is detected. Yes, that story just came out yesterday. We learned yesterday that the state of Georgia is actually halting all poultry sales. I want to read this to you and explain why this is such a big deal. I know a lot of people aren't too worried about bird flu and contracting the virus. That's perfectly fine because according to the FDA and multiple health officials, they say at this time, transmitting the virus between a human to human is very unlikely. So that right there is the good news. The bad news is prices for chicken, for all poultry products, chicken, turkey, eggs, everything is going up. This even includes things like beef, because cattle have been reported to actually contract the bird flu as well. Also pigs, so bacon, pork, yeah, that's getting more expensive as well. But let me read this to you. It says right here, Georgia officials suspended the sale of poultry in the state after confirming a positive case of bird flu in a commercial operation, threatening one of the state's prime industries. It says the case found Friday in Elbert County, northeast of Atlanta, is the first confirmed instance of highly pathogenic avian influenza or bird flu detected in a commercial poultry operation in Georgia, and the 5th in the state since a nationwide outbreak began in 2022. It says no humans have been infected in the state, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has said. However, I want to read this. This is a serious threat to Georgia's #1 industry and the livelihoods of thousands of Georgians who make their living in our state's poultry industry. We are working around the clock to mitigate any further spread of the disease and ensure that normal poultry activities in Georgia can resume as quickly as possible. Okay, now, this is the reason I'm bringing this to your attention. 75% of Americans say they have chicken at least one time a week. 75%. Okay? The amount of people that have eggs, pork, bacon, they have beef, and chicken, you're looking at about 98%, according to recent reports. 98% of Americans will be impacted because of the bird flu that is currently going on. And again, keep in mind, the FDA says this is not a serious threat, but it's a threat to our wallet, to our bank account. That's the big threat, because right now people cannot continue to pay these high prices. Look at this. It says egg prices surge as U.S. inflation picks up. Yeah, egg prices continue to go up. Okay. On average, prices in December were up 2.9% compared to a year earlier. And again, the month earlier was 2.7%. Look at this. This is troubling. Why eggs are selling for over $9 a dozen in some places. What's crazy about this is somebody told me that eggs are expensive. And I thought eggs aren't that expensive, right? They're pretty cheap, I thought. But then I went to the store, and over the past few weeks, egg prices have more than doubled. Doubled in certain places. How crazy is that? I want to read a little bit to you. It says the price of eggs have soared in the past few months, and shoppers are doing double takes as a dozen eggs rings up at more than $9 in some retailers. It says in December of 2024, wholesale eggs averaged $4.62 per dozen, according to U.S. Department of Agriculture. But prices vary significantly by region due to transportation costs, local demand, and market competition, with average costs of $8.04 in California and $6.25 in New York as of January 10th. Now, let me ask you this. What state do you live in? And how much are they for eggs, for 1 dozen eggs in your area? Let me know. Now, I want to show you one other thing. This article right here from CNN Health says, with bird flu cases rising, certain kinds of pet food may be risky for animals and people. Now, pet food has become a little bit of an issue here because of the raw materials that are used in these. Now, according to the FDA, they're telling manufacturers they need to actually keep a closer eye on pet food because pets could actually spread the virus to humans. Again, human to human transmission, the probability is very low, but pet to animal to human transmission is actually fairly high. So that's why the FDA is saying this at this time. But here's why I'm telling you this. Not only should you be looking after the food that you're giving your pets, but if you do use a certain type of food, we may see shortages here in the very near future because these companies are going to be looking after their product and ensuring that it does not contain the H5N1 virus. If it does, they're going to have to scrap everything and go back to the drawing board. Now, this is the last thing I want you to understand. Right now, we got these reports, yesterday, that Georgia was halting poultry sales in the state. What if other states start to do the exact same thing? Where now they're halting all the sales of certain products because of a potential virus, because of a potential spread. This could impact California, could impact Texas, it could impact much of the South, right? It could impact almost every single state. But then on top of that, you got all the other states and other countries that are buying the products from us here in the US. That could impact the entire economy. And if we see manufacturing plants get shut down for weeks or potentially months because of this potential spread, guess what? We're going to see layoffs. And after we see layoffs, we're going to see delinquencies in credit cards and auto loans and mortgages. And then we could potentially see the whole economy suffer and actually go into a recession. So we'll see what's going to happen in the near future. But all I can tell you right now is this little issue that they called bird flu is now turning into a much bigger problem. So I don't think we have anything to really worry about as far as our health is concerned. But again, I'm no expert. I don't know what the CDC knows. Okay? I don't know what the FDA is hearing. I'm not a doctor. Okay? All I can tell you is what we see right here on the internet, what is being reported here on the YouTube channel or through my email. People send me emails all the time telling me, hey, watch for this, watch for that. And so I'm just here reporting it to you. So if you have any insight on this, please add your insights down in the description box or in the comment section below. Let me know. How much are eggs in your area? Because again, this is a problem we are all facing. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.